Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review the movie Brawl in Cell Block 99, a film that stars Vince Vaughn, Jennifer Carpenter, Don Johnson and Udo Kier, and is directed by S. Craig Zahler, who brought us the Bone Tomahawk movie, the very well received movie that starred Kurt Russell. And this film is essentially a prison drama, and this got my attention with the fantastic trailer that I saw several months ago. And what really got me interested in this was the fact that Vince Vaughn was doing a dramatic role again. I know he's more known for his comedies these days, but he's a very talented actor and he's more than capable of doing serious roles. So I was really happy to see him doing this movie. And this movie focuses on his character called Bradley, who we meet at the beginning of the movie. He is a tow truck driver, and he ends up losing his job pretty much at the beginning of the movie, cutbacks, etc. He goes home. His wife is Jennifer Carpenter. She reveals to him, just to add insult to injury on the day he loses his job, that she's been having an affair for 3 months. And rather than respond by hurting her, which is not in his character, he beats the living holy crap out of her car. And I mean, literally, it's like the scene from The Incredibles, you know, when the dad is destroying that car. It's literally like that, pretty much. He absolutely wrecks this car. Goes inside, has a chat to his wife. They come to an agreement that they're going to give the marriage a proper go. And then we see them 18 months later. And he has essentially now become a drug runner. He delivers drugs for this drug lord, a kind of associate, if you like, called Gil. And he's asked to do this big drug run with these Mexican drug cartel people, and he's not comfortable with it, Vince Vaughn. He doesn't trust them, but he isn't given any choice. The drug deal goes bad. It goes really south, really violent. It all goes terribly wrong, and he basically ends up in prison. And while he's in prison, he gets sent to a minimum security prison initially. While he's in there, the first few days, he is then contacted by this Mexican drug lord who was in charge of the other people when the drug deal went bad. He wants him to kill somebody in another prison, in a maximum security prison, and if he doesn't do it, his wife, who is now pregnant, Jennifer Carpenter, has been kidnapped and they will abort his baby. So he's not given a choice. He has to get out of this minimum security prison, get into this maximum security prison, and take out this target that has been given to him by the Mexican drug cartel. So immediately he goes on the rampage to get out of this minimum security prison, and his goal is to get to this maximum security prison and do what he's been told to do. And that's the general story here that we get here. This is a wonderful movie, a real surprise to me. I absolutely love this movie. That's not to say it doesn't have its issues, because it does have some issues, and we'll talk about those. But the central performance by Vince Vaughn is outstanding. It's the best I've seen him for many years. He gives an incredible performance. He's like this huge bear of a man. He's a big bloke anyway, but you never really spot that in his comedies because he's not imposing. And in this movie, he is imposing, but in a quite calm way. He doesn't go around hurting people on purpose. The only reason he starts hurting people is when he has no choice. A boy, can he hurt people? He's an absolute giant of a man, and he's a very skilled fighter, as we learn. The direction is very good. Obviously, this guy is a talented director. He's already been compared to Quentin Tarantino. I don't think he's quite there yet, but I would be very interested to see what this director could do with a budget, a similar budget than what Quentin Tarantino gets for his movies. I think he's a very talented director. The rest of the cast on display here are very good. Don Johnson's excellent as this loopy prison warden. I mean, he's like some kind of cartoon character. You know, they just don't exist. And this prison he ends up going to, it's not like any prison you've ever seen before. It just wouldn't exist, this kind of treatment of prisoners. But it's brutal beyond belief. What gets you so much in this movie is the fight scenes. They are brutal. They're to the point where you're shocked when you're watching it. You kind of gasp out loud at some of the violence that is in this movie. It is totally and utterly unbelievable, the violence in this movie. It will take your breath away. It really, really will. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But like I say, the movie has issues. I mean, there are holes in the plot that, if you start pulling at them, tugging at these plot holes, the whole thing would fall down. And the more I've thought about them in the time since I've watched the movie, there's a lot really of plot holes if you sit and analyse it. I can't talk about them because they would be spoiler territory basically, but they're fairly easy to spot, and it's a bit like, yeah, that doesn't work if you actually sit and analyse that. Some of the effects on show in regards to the violence took a little bit of believing, because I think the effects let it down occasionally. But other than that, I think this is an essential watch. It really, really is. It's definitely worth a watch. It's a brutal film, well crafted, well acted, well directed, well shot. It looks very stylized, and I don't think it's a movie you can afford to miss.